Students, in the previous video lecture, we have learnt frames of references and the characteristics of frames of references. So, as we have learnt in the past lecture, that there are two frames of references. One is inertial frame and the other one is non-inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference is non-accelerated. Velocity of the frame is equal to 0 or constant. And second point is in inertial frame of references. In inertial frame, Newton laws are valid. Newton laws are valid. The third thing, most important thing which you need to understand in inertial frame is pseudo forces does not act. Pseudo forces does not act in case of inertial frame of reference. And the other frame of reference is non-inertial frame of reference. In non-inertial frame of reference, they are being accelerated. Velocity of the frame is not equal to constant. Acceleration of the frame of reference is not equal to 0. So there will be some value, a value, there will be some acceleration for the frame of reference. And number 2, in non-inertial frames, Newton laws are not valid. In non-inertial frame of reference, Newton laws are not valid. And the third one is in non-inertial frame of references, pseudo force act in non-inertial frames of references. These are the very important differences between inertial and non-inertial frames of reference. So when you are being given any question, if it is a frame where acceleration is 0, you should consider it as inertial frame. If its acceleration is non-zero, you should consider it as non-inertial frame. In non-inertial frame, pseudo force act. Students, let us now use the concept of inertial and non-inertial frame of references for practically which we will be experiencing in a lift. So let us see that apparent weight of a body in a moving elevator. Elevator is nothing but a lift. Now you have a lift here. This is lift. And in this lift, there is a person. And this person is standing on the weighing machine. This is weighing machine. It is a weighing machine. A person is standing on the weighing machine. And the lift can be in the rest position. Lift can be in uniform motion. Lift can be accelerating. 3 cases are possible here. Right? Now let us first see what happens if the lift is stationary. If lift is stationary. If lift is stationary, velocity is equal to 0. Delta V is also equal to 0. And if lift is stationary, it is inertial frame. And in inertial frame of references, there will be no pseudo forces acting. No pseudo force will be acting here. Therefore, upon this person, as this person is standing on the weighing machine, upon this person, there will be a gravitational force which acts in downward direction, and there will be a normal reaction on this person in upward direction. This is normal reaction and this is gravitational force mg. Normal reaction n will be equal to mg, and this whole thing is in the lift, and the lift is attached with a chain. So therefore there will be tension T, and this tension will be equal to mg, which is mass of the person, or I will write it as tension T will be equal to mass of the lift plus mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity, because there is no motion here. Lift is in the rest position. Overall there is a tension in the string. This is tension in the string. Tension in the string will be upward. For this string you are attaching a lift, and in that lift you have a person. Overall tension is in upward direction. Lift will be exerted upon this lift. There will be a gravitational force acting in downward direction. So for this tension, it is balanced by both. Mass of the person is included within the lift, and this is mass of the lift. Total mass is mass of the person plus mass of the lift. Upon both there will be gravitational force acting in downward direction. So therefore tension can be written as mass of the lift plus mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity. But normal reaction on the person, it is only mg, right? This is the first case where lift is stationary. Now come to case 2. If lift is moving with uniform motion, now if lift is moving with uniform motion, obviously it comes under inertial frame. It comes under inertial frame, and pseudo forces will be equal to 0. Therefore same to same, whatever the forces we have got in the first case, those will be again repeated. Normal reaction on the person will be equal to mg. Tension in the chain will be equal to mass of the lift plus mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity. So therefore remember, even though the lift is in the rest or lift is in uniform motion, there will be no other forces acting except gravitational force and tension. So those forces are only included in case the lift is stationary or uniform motion. Now coming to the third case, where lift is moving with acceleration A. Lift is moving with an acceleration A, and this acceleration can be in two ways. First case, I'll see that acceleration A bar is upward. Acceleration is in upward direction. Now let us consider this. You are in the lift. You are in the lift, and overall there will be tension in upward direction, and there will be gravitational force which is acting in downward direction, that is mass of the person plus mass of the lift into acceleration due to gravity. And overall the lift is moving with some acceleration A, and this is non-inertial frame. So whenever there is non-inertial frame, definitely there will be a pseudo force acting. Pseudo force is not equal to 0. So initially, if you are not considering pseudo forces, if you draw free body diagrams, upward there will be tension in the chain which is attached with the lift, and overall lift is accelerating in upward direction, and there will be gravitational force acting on both mass of the person and as well as mass of the lift. Now as the whole lift, this is non-inertial frame. Lift is non-inertial frame, and in that lift there is a person whose mass is mp, and upon this person there will be a pseudo force acting in upward direction, and a normal reaction acting in upward direction, a gravitational force acting in downward direction. Observe this carefully. Once again I am repeating, upon this person there is gravitational force acting in downward direction, and there is normal reaction of the lift which is acting on the person, and along with that, as I told you, in non-inertial frame there is a pseudo force, and this pseudo force will be opposite to the acceleration of the lift. Acceleration of the lift is in upward direction, therefore pseudo force will be acting in downward direction on this person, and that pseudo force can be written as Ps. Okay, so pseudo force is acting in downward direction because acceleration of the lift is upward. If acceleration of the lift is down, pseudo force will be in upward direction. Okay, now let us take free body diagram for the person. Free body diagram for person. So if I take free body diagram for the person, check it up. Upward there is one force, it is normal reaction N. Downward there are two forces, that is pseudo force and mg, where mg is weight of this person, which is equal to 0. Therefore, you can clearly write normal reaction is equal to pseudo force plus mass of the object. What is happening to normal reaction? Previously, in the first case and second case, normal reaction is just mg. But now, when the lift is going up, the person as a whole will be experiencing an additional force, which is called pseudo force, in the direction of the gravitational force. Therefore, normal reaction is mg plus ps. As a result, weight of the person is equal to normal reaction. Normal reaction is equal to mg plus pseudo force. Mg is equal to actual weight of the person plus pseudo force. This is normal reaction n dash. Okay, let us take this as n dash. So n dash is equal to w plus ps. That means instead of actual weight, there is an additional weight experienced by the person when the lift is going up. This weight is called apparent weight. It is called apparent weight on the person. For example, initially if the person mass is 10 kg, when the lift is in the rest or when the lift is in uniform motion, his weight appears to be 10 into 10, which is equal to 100 Newton. That is actual weight of the person. So when he stands on the ground or when he stands on this lift, which is stationary, his weight appears to be 100 Newton. But when the lift is moving in upward direction with an acceleration A, there will be a pseudo force acting in downward direction. So you will be getting apparent weight W dash, which is equal to pseudo force plus 100 Newton. And how do you write this pseudo force? Pseudo force is equal to mass of the person, that is 10 kg, into acceleration of the lift plus 100 Newton. Therefore, 10 into, if suppose acceleration of the lift is 2 meter per second square, this become 10 into 2 plus 100, which is equal to 20 plus 100, that is 120 Newton. If the person is standing on the ground, his weight is 100 Newton. But if the person is standing in the lift, which is moving with an acceleration upward, his weight appears to be 120 Newton. This weight, which is 120, is called apparent weight of the person. Apparent weight is greater than actual weight of the person if the lift is going upward with an acceleration A. Now let us see case 2 of like second part of case 3, where lift is accelerating in downward direction. So whenever lift is accelerating in downward direction, there will be one force, that is tension in the string, and there will be a gravitational force acting on the whole mass of the person and mass of the lift. And this person will be experiencing gravitational force in downward direction and normal reaction in upward direction. As the lift is accelerating down, there will be a pseudo force in upward direction. Okay, now I will mention this. This is gravitational force mass of the lift plus mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity. And this is tension in the chain of the lift. And when you come to the person, free body diagram for the person, as the lift is accelerating downward, there will be a pseudo force in upward direction. Along with that, there is a normal reaction N dash I am considering, and there is gravitational force mg, mass of the person, into acceleration due to gravity in downward direction. Okay, now let us take free body diagram. From free body diagram of the person, upward forces, what are upward forces? N dash plus pseudo force is equal to mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity. Now N dash, which is called apparent weight, N dash is called apparent weight. Mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity, it is called actual weight. And PS, which is mass of the person into acceleration of the frame, this is pseudo force. Now substituting all these values over there, N dash is equal to mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity minus pseudo force. N dash is equal to mass of the person into acceleration due to gravity minus mass of the person into acceleration of the frame. Therefore, N dash is equal to W minus mass of the person into acceleration of the frame. Clearly, you can understand here N dash is less than W. Therefore, apparent weight is less than actual weight of the person. So therefore we call it as weightless condition. It is there is decrease in the weight is lost. There is some weight lost due to pseudo force acting on the person. So this is third condition in case 3, where in the previous two cases we have discussed that whenever acceleration is less than the value of acceleration due to gravity, in such cases body can either lose weight or body can either gain weight, and we have got equations for them. Normal reaction N dash is equal to weight plus pseudo force, and this is in the case where lift move upward. So I can simply write N dash is equal to mass of the body is common, acceleration due to gravity plus pseudo force is acceleration of the frame. Now as acceleration of the frame is also equal to acceleration due to gravity, apparent weight N dash will be equal to m into 2g. This is 2 times mg. That is, weight is doubled. Weight is doubled if the lift move upward with an acceleration a, weight gets doubled. Okay. Now what happens if the reverse thing is going down? If lift move down with acceleration of the lift is equal to acceleration due to gravity. In this case, what would happen? Normal reaction N dash will be equal to weight minus pseudo force, which we have already discussed in the previous case. Then N dash will be equal to m into g minus acceleration of the frame. But what is acceleration of the frame? It is equal to g. Therefore, N dash will be equal to m into g minus g, which is 0. N dash is equal to 0, which is identical to freely falling body. Okay, so you should clearly mention one note here. It is that freely falling bodies experience no weight. They will not experience any weight. Their apparent weight is equal to 0. So I will call it as W dash, which is apparent weight. And this condition is called weightlessness. This condition is called weightlessness condition. Students, we have already discussed about pseudo force now, and what is pseudo force and in which direction pseudo force act, and what does weight, how does weight change when the person is in the lift, that we have discussed so far. Now let us see one problem based on non-inertial frame of reference concept. A pendulum is hanging from the ceiling of a car having an acceleration a0. A0 is the acceleration of the car. With respect to the road, find the angle made by the string with the vertical at equilibrium. Also find the tension in the string in this position. So you want to find out angle made by the string. That means you should find out theta is equal to how much, and also you should find out tension in the string. Okay, now if this car is moving with constant acceleration, there will be a pseudo force on the simple pendulum left side. Therefore this force is a pseudo force which is acting left side. Clearly you can understand, if a car is moving right side, pseudo force act left side, therefore pendulum move left side. If car is moving left side, pseudo force act right side, therefore pendulum move right side. Now in this case, as the car is moving right side, pseudo force act left side, therefore pendulum will be dragged left and it is making an angle theta with the vertical. Okay, now finally it has come to equilibrium. At equilibrium, F net along x-axis is equal to 0. F net along y-axis is also equal to 0. F net along x-axis and y-axis both are 0 because it is mentioned that it is in equilibrium condition. Now, apart of pseudo force, there are some more forces acting on this mass. You should now plot free body diagram for this simple pendulum. There is a gravitational force acting in downward direction, and there is a tension T acting in upward direction like this. These are the forces acting on the mass, and gravitational force acting, it is mg downward. Pseudo force acting will be equal to m into acceleration of the car, that is a0, and tension is acting upward, that is T. Now I can take this as x and y axis and I can resolve tension into components. Check it out. I am considering this as x axis and this as x dash, this as y axis and this as y dash. I can resolve this tension into components. One component along horizontal and other component along vertical with an angle theta here, vertically opposite angles. So this angle will be theta. Then I can write this as t cos theta and this is t sin theta. Okay. So along vertical, how many forces are acting? T cos theta and mg. Along horizontal, how many forces are acting? Two forces, that is t sin theta and a pseudo force acts left side. Now using the condition F net along x-axis is equal to 0. F net along x-axis will be right side force, take it as positive, t sin theta, minus left side force is a pseudo force is equal to 0. T sin theta minus pseudo force or equal to pseudo force. Pseudo force is m into a0. Let me consider this as equation number 1. Next, F net along y-axis is equal to 0. Along y direction, what are the forces? T cos theta is upward. You can take it as positive. Minus downward, it is gravitational force mg, which is equal to 0. T cos theta is equal to mg. That's equation number 2. Now take ratio of these two. Equation 1 divided by equation 2. This gives you sin theta by cos theta. That is T sin theta is equal to m into a naught divided by T cos theta, which is equal to m into g. M and m gets cancelled, T and T gets cancelled. From here you can write tan theta is equal to a naught divided by g. This is angle, and you can write even theta is equal to tan inverse of a naught divided by g. Okay, so that is theta, angle made by the pendulum with x-axis. Sorry, with the vertical. Theta is tan inverse a naught by g. Now, after calculating theta, take this theta and substitute in any one equation, either equation 1 or equation 2, using angle theta in equation 1 or 2, we get tension. Okay, so now let me consider equation 1. T into sin theta is equal to m into a naught. This gives you T into sine of, what is theta? Theta is equal to tan inverse of a naught divided by g. This is equal to m into a naught. So tension T will be equal to m into a naught divided by sine of tan inverse a naught divided by g. This gives you tension in the string. Okay, this is the way you can find out tension and as well as angle made by the pendulum, and this is one of the important model. Many times this model question has been asked in JEE mains examination.